Okay, so question 4A. A student investigated how the number of blades on a wind turbine affects the output voltage of the turbine. Okay, so the number of blades, the output voltage. The student used the apparatus shown in the diagram: fan, wind turbine, clamp stand, a voltmeter, and a meter ruler. The fan was used to turn the wind turbine. This fan is turned on, the wind turbine turns, and this creates a reading which is picked up by the voltmeter. The fan was always the same distance from the wind turbine. This distance here was always kept the same. They did not change it. Why? It's 1 mark. Why did they not change the distance? If you said to make sure it's a fair test, that would be wrong. To say the results are more accurate, again, that would be wrong. What you need to think about is the number of things you're changing, the number of variables you're changing. Any investigation, you can only have one independent variable. You can only ever change one thing. And in this experiment, what they're trying to do is see how the number of blades affects it. So that's what they're going to change. That is their independent variable, their IV. And the results they're going to collect, or the data they're going to collect, is the output voltage. So that would be their dependent variable, or the dV is the number of the voltage output. The fan was used to turn the wind turbine. So why was this? If you change the distance, changing the distance will of course very likely have an effect on the voltmeter reading, and so they don't want to change the affect that with the distance. They only want to affect the voltmeter reading with the number of changing the number of blades. So it's to make sure that the experiment has only got one independent variable, which should be the number of blades being changed. Only one thing is changed at a time. It is one of the control variables. You have to control it. So it's one of the control variables in order to ensure that nothing else is affecting the results other than the number of blades. You could also say to ensure that the results are valid. If you have more than one independent variable, the results will become invalid. So that's the reason, is to make sure the results are valid. You only have one independent variable affecting the dependent variable. After switching the fan on, the student waited 20 seconds before taking the voltmeter reading. Why is that? He waited 20 seconds. Suggest, that's the command word, is suggest. It's 1 mark, something reasonable. Okay, so something like the fan reaches a steady full speed, because as soon as you turn it on, as you know, it starts to turn slowly until it gets into a steady speed, and then you know it's running properly. So it needs that time to build up that momentum, so it needs the opportunity to make sure it's got a steady speed. What else could we say? If you didn't decide on a specific time and you turned it on and immediately you took the reading, again, that would